So you probably know me from one way or another. So first of all, I would like to thank you for your presence. That's pretty cool to have like so many people around the table or around the screen. And actually, it's exactly the idea of this Belgian Impact Startup Awards is to first promote our ecosystem from a national point of view and not a regional one. And the second one is how to create value for all the stakeholders. So it's creating value for the startups, creating value for the different partners, the hosting partner, the professional that are around the startups. And in this case, in this marketing workshop, I believe in the case of LinkedIn, I'm quite a heavy user of LinkedIn. It's an amazing tool. And when I create the Belgium Impact Startup Awards, I was wondering, okay, what kind of partnership I can bring to the table so it's a win-win situation. And in this case with Fabien, and I would like also to thank Fabien for organizing this free workshop on LinkedIn, our first introduction. It's already very nice from you. That's introducing of giving some tips of explaining how to leverage LinkedIn. It can help you all around the table to accelerate your business. And that's maybe very naive or very simple. That's the idea, is how we can promote our ecosystem and accelerate the growth of your project, and so you can deliver more impact. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you will enjoy the presentation of Fabien, and I give back the mic to Fabien for this coming 55 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much, Nicolas. So as you saw, the meeting will be recorded because some people could not attend and request that it would be recorded so they can get the video afterwards. I see we also have lots of AI assistant that will take notes for all of us. And if you wish to get my notes, I would be happy to share them. Thank you, Nicolas, for this opportunity. Don't hesitate to ask me questions during the presentations or afterwards, as you want. Don't hesitate to interrupt me. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. And as time is counted, we're gonna start right away. So I guess now the sound is okay for everyone. Otherwise, you would have put something in the chat. So let's go. The first thing is I want to introduce the world where we live in, but I guess you may know a part of it. This is how the business was going before the internet. We had a way to sell that was based on first a stimulus, which was most of the time an advertising. Then we had what we call the first moment of truth is, for example, the moment you go into the supermarket and you see that that new product that you saw the advertising on TV or heard on radio or so at the bus stop, and you decide to buy. And then we have the second moment of truth, which is the moment where you come back home, try the product, and decide whether or not the promise of the brand was kept or not. And so you decide to keep being a customer and buy again the product. In that situation, before the internet, 80% of the information about a product or a service was in the hands of the seller. And what has changed with internet is the fact that there's a new step, a step invented in this concept, the smart zero moment of truth, invented by Google, because you recognize, of course, the colors, which is this internet space, search engines, blogs, forums, social networks, messaging apps, where people exchange about products and services, look for advices, look for trials, look for videos explaining products and services, blog posts, and ask their friends on Messenger or on WhatsApp if they tried this or that product. And what has changed now is that it's the fact that 80% of this information about the product or service is in the hands of the consumer or of the buyer in B2B. So this is really a big change in paradigm. That's what I call today the business, the Google first business world. If we look at the change in media consumption during the last year, we can see on the graph on the left that the radio has lost lots of audience during the last year, mainly because people started to use apps like Spotify or listening to more music on YouTube. At the center on the center graph, we can see that television has not lost that much audience, but in the meantime, internet and all digital devices are now superior in terms of audience to television. So the power of digital is now more important than the power of the media TV. And on the right, we can see how the ad spend are now made between the digital and the traditional media, especially TV. We can see that there is an increase in the spending on the TV media, even if this growth is more linked to natural inflation. But the growth of the ad spend on digital media is really exponential. So today, this market is shared between 70 and 80% by Google and Meta only. If we look at how many time we spend each day on social media, and it's only social media, it's not the whole internet, it's more than 1.5 hours in Belgium, and the average worldwide is more than 2 hours. This means that we spend more and more time on social media. If you look at the different social media apps that are used, of course, this graph is not perfectly reflecting the reality because it only takes into account Android users, and most users, for example, on LinkedIn, still use it on their desktop. But we can see that there's an impressive 38 hours a month that TikTok users spend on the platform, which is almost a 50% increase regarding to 1 year before, because in 2023, in January 2023, this number of hours was almost 24. So this is also to show the importance of the video media and the video content type. Today, online, we are exposed to several hundred online advertising messages every day. You will find online some studies that tells that it's between 6,000 and 10,000, but a simple calculation will show that this number is wrong, because it would mean that it would be around something like 600 messages every hour, and honestly, this is not really possible, and there's no scientific backup about this information. This has several consequences on ourselves and our behaviors. The first one is that we develop what I call the banner blindness syndrome, which means that if we analyze using eye tracking technologies, the way we look at web pages, we will see that there are some heat zones and some cold zones. And on these example, we can see that the zones where we find advertising and banners are really freezing. So this is something that we develop. We don't look at anything that looks like an ad. Also, we are today in Belgium 30% of users that installed an ad blocker on our web browser, which means that we don't want to see the ad, and we do it consciously. Something else is that we have more than 45% of Belgians today that install that are used to decline cookies when they come to a website. This means that, for example, all retargeting or remarketing based on advertising strategies today cannot be sufficient to reach your target audience online. So as a business today, you should integrate also social networks and an organic strategy on social networks into your marketing mix. You cannot rely only on advertising and on paid strategies. So if we go to the subject of today and to LinkedIn, I'm going to give you a few numbers about the platform to help you understand the opportunity that LinkedIn represents today. So LinkedIn today has more than 1 billion users worldwide. There are 60 million company pages on LinkedIn, so companies represented. And we have in Belgium only 5 million users. That was these are the number of the months of June, I think, or July. And within those 5 million users in Belgium, we have more than 1.6 million that are monthly active user, which means that they connect at least once a month on LinkedIn to watch content or interact or even publish. The audience on LinkedIn is often considered as an old audience, but in the facts, if you look at the profiles of people, it's more the people between 25 and 34 that are the most active on the platform, followed by the younger ones, 18 to 24. So this means that the image of this old white guy with white hair on LinkedIn is totally wrong, and that you can touch really active users, and for you as impact companies, I guess you often target those people less than 40 that are conscious about the impact on the planet. You can find them on LinkedIn. This study shows that today you can reach more than 50% of the Belgian active adult population on LinkedIn. So this is a great channel to communicate and to reach people. Next to that, I couldn't find a more recent version of this study, but when you make a survey, when you look at B2B deciders, this is from a study in France, you can see that a growing number of them is using LinkedIn, and that they consider and that it's still the most used social network used by B2B managers and B2B company leaders in France and indeed in Europe and in Belgium. They also say that LinkedIn is the platform, the social media platform that influenced them the most in buying decisions. So if you are in B2B, this is a no-brainer to go on LinkedIn. I didn't put the slide in the presentation, but if you look at the spending of B2B marketing or the resource that B2B marketers put into social media, they today spend more on Facebook than on LinkedIn, although LinkedIn is the most powerful platform to lead to sales on social media for B2B companies. So the question is, okay, we can sell on LinkedIn, but not only. LinkedIn is a great channel to help you achieve several business objectives. The first one is really the awareness. So make your brand known by your target audience, because as you saw in the past, most of that business objective was attained by using traditional media like press, TV, and radio. And today you can do it with less resources using social media, and that's also why more and more companies go to use social media to reach their audience. The second objective that you can reach, it's of course branding. So work on your brand image and how you are perceived by your audience. And it's also the same in terms, if you have objectives of recruitment, you can work on your employer brand to attract new candidates and of course recruit them easily. You can also achieve retention objective, because the more you see a brand and the more you trust it, and so you will have an effect to keep your customers and even your employees working for you, because you have a great image and a great communication on LinkedIn. So all these can bring sales, can help you recruit. I also had some customers that that could use LinkedIn to convince and attract the attention of VCs, and so raise funds, because creating a new communication and so a new sales channel on LinkedIn is a great asset that you can use to leverage and to fund to raise money. And next to that, last thing, you can also use LinkedIn to influence the opinion of people, or even government representatives, and influence the politic of your country. But the first thing that you need to do in order to achieve those objectives is to understand the business model of LinkedIn. As entrepreneurs, of course, you know what's a business model, but on LinkedIn, if you look at the platform, you have 4 business models. The first thing to know is that LinkedIn was bought by Microsoft in 2016. So you know in which ecosystem you play, and LinkedIn has 4 solutions and 4 revenue streams. The first one is the one we're going to talk about today. It's the content and advertising platform. So it's the media. The second one is the recruitment platform with talent solutions like LinkedIn Recruiter. If you have big challenges in recruiting people, you can subscribe to one of the solutions and find appropriate candidates. This is the main revenue stream that people know about LinkedIn, and most people still have an image of LinkedIn as a recruitment platform. Today, it's their biggest source of revenue, and it's still a powerful tool for this objective, but it's not the only way they earn money. The third one is a sales platform with their product that maybe you know also if you are in B2B, the Sales Navigator platform, which is a paying version of LinkedIn to help you find more customers and that match with your target audience and your niche. And the fourth one, which is the less known one, is it's also an e-learning platform. A few years ago, they bought back lynda.com, which is an e-learning website, and they integrated it into the LinkedIn website and the LinkedIn platform. So to understand the media business model, it's like a traditional media, but it's a social one. So their revenue is really based on selling ads to advertisers. And this has 2 consequences on the way LinkedIn works and the way its algorithm or its algorithms work. It's number one, that they need content creator because they don't have journalists that create content and publish it on the platform like you can have on traditional media sites or traditional newspapers or radio or TV. And the second one is that the company pages have 8 times less organic reach than personal profile. And this is kind of normal if you look at their business model, because of course, it's not you and me that will spend money into ads, it's companies. And so they limit the visibility of the publication of company pages to push them to click on the button sponsor this post, or to start an advertising campaign to reach their audience. So this is a big gap between publishing with your personal profile and publishing with your company page. I don't say, and I won't say that you don't need to publish with your company page. It's a good practice because it also work on your credibility, and it's something that people watch when they look for you in the SMOT, and they looking for information about your product and services in the SMOT. But Of course, you will have less reach with this page than with your personal profile. Nevertheless, LinkedIn stays an excellent as an excellent viral potential. As you can see on this graph from my own, the more a platform is young, the more virality you can reach. Why? Because in the beginning, new platforms, they are looking for content creators, and content creators, what are they looking for? Visibility, reach, impressions, views. And so when you start a new social media, you will offer lots of visibility to content creators to attract them because they want to of course promote their products to audience and create a big following. So this is a small advice, but when you see that there's a new social media in town, please go test it, go there and try to build an audience, because there's always this first mover advantage on social media. So today, if you want to make a big reach, you can go to TikTok. But it's not the platform where it's going to be the most easy to convert an audience into paying customers. There's Threads that has lots of virality, even if not everyone today has access to statistics about the reach of the content. But according to my colleagues and some friends, they have that have access to these numbers. It's a great way to reach people. Then you have the Reels on Instagram. So that's finally a strike back of Instagram to try to keep some creators going to TikTok. They offer lots of visibility for Reels when they are well made, and so this is the best way on Instagram to make some reach. Then you have LinkedIn, which has a great potential because you can make 10,000s of views with your posts that are not that complicated, with a picture and a small text, which requires also less production than a video, for example. And 2 weeks ago, LinkedIn launched their TikTok-like video feed that you can try from your mobile app, LinkedIn. If you click on a video, it will come full screen, and you will be able to scroll up and down between videos. I invite you to try it. It's really almost the same experience that you can find on TikTok or Instagram Reels. And as you can see on platforms like X or Facebook, it's really more hard to create reach and engagement because it's really crowded with content creators. Because more people create content on Facebook, even if the content itself is not especially interesting or very personal. But it's really hard to reach organically an audience. I remember when I created my first Facebook page back in 2008. I guess that when I had something like 1,000 followers publishing a post, 4,000 of them could see it. Today, if 20 of them see it, you can be happy. So just to prove you that LinkedIn is a platform with lots of viral potential, I'm going to show you my numbers. So if you look at the last 2 years, I could go from 2,000 to almost 18K followers. Last year, I did more than 2.8 million views with my content without spending a single euro on advertising. This leads me to be invited to be interviewed in 12 podcasts and to be invited to give 11 conferences and talks. And Favicon, which is a creator listing, ranked me #1 Belgian creator in the growth and lead generation category. I've put some screenshots so you can see that I'm not lying with the numbers. So this is something that you can also try to reach by having an organic content strategy on LinkedIn. And why is this still an opportunity? It's because if you look at the number of users today on LinkedIn, only one person publishes content. And if you look at the rest of the people, only 9% react. So they comment, they share, and they like some post. And the vast majority, 90% of people, only watch what's happening. They look at the content, they read it, etc. Sometimes they save it for later, but they won't put a like on your content. And something that is interesting to say is that if I look at my own experience, 90% of the customers that I generated through LinkedIn were in that silent audience that never liked a single of my posts before becoming a customer. So now I'm going to share you a small marketing secret, is that being top of mind is really a hack. Because the more you are in the head of people, the more you are the first brand they think about when they have a problem. If I ask you to tell me a beverage brand, I'm sure 99% of you will tell me Coca-Cola because it's the first brand that you have in mind. And so that's their strategy, what their strategy is based on, being top of mind. And being top of mind, you can do it by playing with the cognitive bias of simple exposure. Simple exposure is the fact of being shown to people as often as possible, not too often. And so they remember you when there's a need that emerges. They think of you as the primary solution. Then there's a second level of awareness, which is what we call unaided awareness. If you make studies and you ask people to tell them two other brands of beverage, they will say iced tea, some beer brands, and so these are not the top of mind brand that they quote. But these are the second, third, and fourth brand they say. And you also have a level of awareness, which is the assisted awareness. So if I tell you a brand, for example, like Red Bull, it's not the first brand that came to your mind, maybe in terms of beverage, but of course, if I tell it to you, you recognize it, and so we call that assisted awareness. So the idea in marketing is try to be at the top of this pyramid, so you can become the brand that people recognize as the reference in a domain or in a sector. It's the same, for example, if I tell you, tell me a furniture shop, most of you will tell me IKEA because it's the most known brand of the world. Another secret is a virality secret. The most powerful leverage to get virality on social media, and it's, of course, it works on LinkedIn. It's the law of reciprocity. When you finally give some dopamine to someone because you comment his or her post or like it or share it, there is more chance that when they see your own post, they will also comment it and like it. And so this will add points to your virality score. And so we'll show the algorithm of LinkedIn that this post is interesting because it generates engagement. And so they will provide you with more views, and more views will mean that you will get more followers and more people to know your brand. And so next to that, there is also another algorithmic way that it shows. It's and you can make a test. If you comment, if somebody comments one of your posts, you will go to your news feed, and you will see that you will have more chances to see the post of that person. So this means that when you like or comment the post of somebody, this person will also get more chance to see the post in his or her newsfeed. It's the same if you have some exchanges with the person in the messaging app of LinkedIn. So if you send messages to people, there are more chances that when they connect and go to their newsfeed, they will see your post. So don't hesitate to have conversation with people. So if you want to leverage LinkedIn, there are three things that you should do, or you can do. The first one is to publish as often as possible. I publish almost every day, but of course, if you publish something like 2 or 3 times a week, it's already more than 90% of the people. The second thing is to publish on your personal profile, because you will get more reach, and people prefer people to brands. Even if your brand is great, it's easier to connect with people than to connect with brands. And the third thing is to try to engage daily. So as I just explained, talk to people by message, like and comment people that you know and people that you don't know publications, and so you will bring the light to you and to your content, and get more people to see you, see your content, see your brand. I'm going to show you now some graphs of a customer of mine, where we started to publish on her profile as a CEO of a startup. This is what happened. So on the left of the screen, you can see the views that we did with the content. I'm gonna put a disclaimer here, because these kind of results are kind of exceptional. So we published 2 posts during 2 weeks. So we published 1 post week 1 and 1 post week 2. The first post did more than 4,000 likes and more than 400,000 views. And so I told her, don't think it will be the same every week, and that we're gonna do this kind of reach every time. But of course, the following week we did more than 8,000 likes and more than 800,000 views with the following post. And if you addition the two, we've almost reached 1.2 million impressions on LinkedIn on the first 3 weeks. And so the thing that I wanted to show is mainly the impact that it has to make some reach and to be seen on LinkedIn. Top right, you're going to see it's the new followers that she got by publishing the post. So she started with 700 followers, and 2 weeks later she had 2,000 more. 2,000 more people that discover her, that discover a brand. And so the impact that it had on the company page, and so on the company page, are at the bottom right. You can see that we increased by 400% the number of views of the page, by almost 600% the unique visitors on that page, that we increased by 1,700% the number of new followers on the page regarding to the previous 3 weeks, and that we had an increase of 800% visitors, or people that clicked on the link to the website. And so this visibility has a direct impact on the number of visitors on the website, and of course on your awareness, and on the fact that you can be able, for example, to work on your branding, to make people know your brand, know your product, know your services, and start to talk also about you. So this is a great way to, with few resources, to create visibility and have impact on your business. Because when you look at the user journey of somebody on LinkedIn, it's really, first they're going to see a publication in their news feed, and most of the time they see new people because they have somebody in their network that liked the post or commented the post. So if you look to your LinkedIn news feed, you're going to see this person that you know has liked the post of this person, has liked this post or has commented this post, and then you're going to see the post and the comment of the person just under the post. And so this is the way that LinkedIn creates virality. If a post has a good virality score on the first followers that see the post in the first minutes, then it's gonna show the post to more people in the networks of those people that liked and commented the post. And this is how you create viral loops with your content. Then when somebody sees a publication in their news feed, they're going to go to your profile, they can start following you, then they see other publication, they go back to your profile, then they click on the link to your company page, they see the post of your page, they subscribe to the page, and they can also click to the link to your website. This means that today, as TV and radio were before, LinkedIn is an entry point to your sales funnel and to your conversion funnel. Now I'm going to share you 3 easy ideas or 3 simple ways to start publishing on LinkedIn, even today, if you wish. It's 3 ideas of content that you can create without too much effort. The first one is what I call the build in public. So it's really to tell the story of your entrepreneurial journey as a founder, take pictures or selfies with people that you meet, the new discoveries that you make, the advancements that you have in your business. For example, you can make every month or every quarter or every year a kind of business recap of the things that you that happened in your company that year in terms of increase of market share, sales, changes in the scope of your product or service, and the new things that and really the facts and the numbers that you had during the previous year. You are not obliged to share your turnover or your revenues, of course. This is purely a decision that you can make. But let me tell you that talking about money is a subject that works on LinkedIn as on all social media platform. The second one is to sharing lessons and good practices, sharing mistakes that you made and learnings that you had. What really works well, and the example of metrics that I showed you, the 2 posts were about management practices. So how you manage a meeting, how you make sure that you recruit the right person, and this kind of information and this kind of experience-based content is really appreciated on the platform because people are looking for a singular point of view and the point of view of somebody, and not I would say flat advices that they can read and see everywhere online. So this is something that you can do. For example, you can make a post that would be we spent X money in advertising on Facebook during the last 3 months. 3 things that we learned. And so you can help other entrepreneurs and create a community of entrepreneurs to progress and to being better and to create an emulation between or within your own community of entrepreneurs and or like-minded people. The third thing is to really to underline your successes and those of your companies and employees. So talk about your achievements. If you get a reward, if somebody gets a promotion, congratulate people. If you have reached a new milestone within your roadmap, or a new version of your app, a new version of your product, if you get a new customer or a new partnership, this is all kind of things that people like to celebrate with you, with likes. And so these kind of publication get lots of engagement because it's easy to like. People are happy for you if you reach a certain amount of turnover, or if you hired somebody new. This is the kind of that is easy to make and to share with your community. To end the presentation, before I let you ask all the questions that you wish, I'm going to share with you 10 post ideas that you can share on LinkedIn about your participation to these Belgian Impact Startup Awards. The first one is simply to announce your application and to explain why you did it and your objective applying to these awards. The second one would be to share that you participate, for example, to this workshop and to share what you learned. If you learned something, I cross fingers that you did. The third one is to announce that you were nominated in X or Y category, depending on your application and on what categories you will be nominated in. The fourth one is to ask people to vote for your startup, if applicable, if you are in the category, or if Nicolas still plans to launch vote of the public category. Then fifth one, to remind people to vote for your startup, announcing the deadline, because if you give a certain feeling of urgency because for example, the votes are closed today or tomorrow, then you will urge people to go and vote. And so this is a nice lever to use the urgency to tell people, to ask people to do something on D-Day. So the day of the awards, remind people that it's D-Day, and ask them to send love and to cross finger for you and to support you in the comments and in the likes. And so this will make lots of reach because lots of people will be happy to share that love and to like your publication. On the next day, you just announce that you won in this or that category, and thanks the people and the jury and the organization for the opportunity. And if you did not win, you can still make a post to congratulate the winners and explain why, for example, it's a good thing that they won this category. 9, if you get some press, of course, you can take a picture of or a screenshot of that press and announce it and explain how you got that, and also to put a link to the article online if you want to invite people to go read the article. And a few days later, do something like share 3 or 5 lessons that you learned participating to this award and how it helps you reach your business objectives and the objective of your startup and of your venture. That's it for me. I wanted to leave you 10 or 15 minutes to ask some questions. So don't hesitate in the chat, or maybe you can use your voice too. Do you have questions? Thanks, Alexander. No one has a small question. Thank you, Sylvie. Of course, you can thank me. If you have a question, just help yourself.
How can we do if we want to ask your services? Can you give us your contact of?
Yes, of course. You can go to my email is in the invitation, so it's Fabien lasupergrosseboîte.com. And you can also go to my website, lasupergrosseboîte.com. And there's a link to take an appointment in my agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That's the kind of question that we like as entrepreneurs. Thank you, Alan. Yes, there's a question from Quentin. First question, how to keep up? Posting on LinkedIn is really something I have to force myself to. Meeting ministers, the biggest CEOs of companies, isn't the problem. Posting is LinkedIn. Why? Well, the thing is that it should be a habit. It should become a habit, and if you meet the biggest CEOs and ministers, these are great opportunities to take selfies with them and to post it on LinkedIn. And most of the time, those people will appreciate it, and you will also capture a part or a bit of their audience. So this is a great way, making selfies with the people that you meet, and to explain a bit what you learn and why you met them. What I do is that I use the time block method to manage my agenda, and so everything is time boxed, I would say. And so maybe you should block 30 minutes in your agenda every day to do that. But yeah, it's difficult to increment an habit in ourselves. Maybe there are two, or at least one book that I recommend you is Powerful Habits. Let me look for it. Atomic Habits, which is a great book to implement habits within your life. I implemented a small but powerful habit in my life, which is to start every morning with a big glass of water before anything else when I wake up. Okay, question from, I hope the question is, or the answer is okay for you, Quentin. Tell me in the chat. Amar, when posting on as an expert company, how to find a good balance between promotional and educative content? This is a very good question. So most of the time, I advise my customer to have 4 to 5 typology of content. And those different typologies have different objectives. The first typology that we talked about today is what I call personal branding posts. So these are your point of view, your opinions, your life, your experience as an entrepreneur or as a professional, where you try to share what you learn and share your life with people. This creates audience, and this creates links with people, and this is content that you should share on your personal profile. Then you have 3, I would say, promotional type of contents, which are what I call top of the funnel content, middle of the funnel content, and bottom of the funnel content. This content, top of the funnel, as an objective to make people conscious about the problem that you are solving or the opportunity that they can leverage using your product or service. For example, it will be 3 benefits to use a CRM for your sales team. So you still have today sales teams that don't use CRM. So this is the kind of post that you can make. Then you have middle of the funnel post that will have as an objective to segment your audience and to provide or to work on your credibility. So this will be really the expert and educative content with things like 3 steps to implement a CRM in your sales team. And you explain to people how they can do it themselves, for example. And then you have bottom of the funnel posts that are more professional posts that will be, for example, you can show customer results, or you can tell a customer or a case study about how you help a customer, or how a customer using your solution went from situation A to situation B, and add a call to action, like if you are like, for example, this customer Mark, or this company company.com, go to our website and discover our solutions. This is the kind of strategy that helps you make people aware of the problem that you can solve and the solutions that you have, work on your credibility, and then bring them to take action to you. The fifth and last kind of typology of post is more like corporate news, like, okay, we have a new product, like we've just bought this company or acquired this company, and stuff like that, that are more ad hoc content. And globally, what you should do is have those bottom of the funnel, so those promotional posts should be maximum between 10 and 20% of the content that you publish. I hope this answers the question. And tell me, Aymar, if the answer is what you expected, or if it's okay. Great. There's a question from Gaëtan. Do you have recommendation on how to make links to other pages within or outside LinkedIn? So I guess you are talking about links in your publications or in your post, where you want to bring people to your own website or to a post. So what you have to understand is that as LinkedIn is a media and its business model is being a media, keeping people on the platform to show them advertising that will make them money, they don't like when you publish links to your own website or to another website, or that could be a press site, or a blog, or a post somewhere, or a video on YouTube, or anything that is not under the linkedin.com domain. But nevertheless, if you want to transform your audience on LinkedIn to a customer, most of the time you have to bring them to your own website. So there are three ways that you can use to share a post, a link in a post on LinkedIn. The first one is simply to put the link into the post when you do it. The second one would be to publish the post and then a few minutes or hours later to add the link into the post by editing the post. And the third way you could do it is to add the link into a comment. My advice is, if your objective is to bring people to your website to discover your offer, or to get an appointment online, or to fill in a contact form, put the link into your post. It's a bottom of the funnel post. It's a selling post or promotional post. Your objective is not to make lots of views. Your objective is to touch the right people, make them click on the link and go to your website to become a customer, or to take action on your website. So put the link into the post. There is a fourth way that you can use to put links on LinkedIn and bring people to your website, is the fact that if you get a premium account, you can add a button to your profile to bring people to your website, to your Calendly, or to or your blog, or your newsletter, or anything. And so they will show it under your name everywhere in the message, in the news feed. Or you also have this featured section on your profile where you can add links to, for example, if you have recruitment objectives and selling objectives, you put one link to your recruitment page with all the jobs that you have listed, and one link to your main product page on your website. So when people come to your profile, they see the links, they can click to it and go to your website. This is the way you can take people out of LinkedIn to bring them to your business. Is it useful being premium on LinkedIn? It has yes. I would say yes, but it depends on what you want to achieve. So if you make some cold in mailing, yes, it's useful. because you will be able to reach more people. But don't take a premium account if you don't reach the limit that you have with the free account, because otherwise you would be spending money for nothing. Another advantage of being premium is to be able to see everyone that has looked at your profile. And if you have, like me, an inbound strategy where you publish content almost every day, and your goal is to attract people to your profile, you want to see who visited your profile, and premium allows you to see who, and so those people you can contact them back to see if they have something that you can do for them, especially of course in B2B. So yes, it's useful, and if you do lots of cold prospection, you can go to Sales Navigator, but please don't put the tools before the processes. So start with prospecting people on LinkedIn. If you reach the limit, take the premium account. If you reach the limit, take the Sales Navigator account to increase it, but don't overthink the tools. Start with the process. Start with reaching out people on the platform. What do you have, Brice, to do if you want to publish in different language, target a multilingual audience? That's a good question too. Very good questions today. If you publish on a company page, you have the choice before publishing on the top left of the window where you put your content to target the audience and to tell LinkedIn this post is in this language, so show it to people speaking English, speaking Dutch, speaking French. This is a way to do it. If you want to talk to several communities like French-speaking and Dutch-speaking people, I advise you to make 2 different posts, even if it's the same content, but don't please put the same content in different languages on the same post. I know it's easy to say, and you don't want to bother people, but the thing is, LinkedIn has an intelligent enough algorithm that can recognize the language and show it to the people that are used to read content in those language. So if you have a page and you publish on a page, the 2 posts won't be in competition. So you can publish both posts in a row. So the one in Dutch, the one in English, then the one in French, no problem. Only people with the appropriate language will see it. But if you publish on your personal profile, this is more of a problem. You have to put some time between both posts, and I recommend at least 6 to 8 hours. So if you do twice the same post but in different languages, put some space between them so they will compete with each other. And if you publish in a language, be sure that you have a profile that is created in that language too. On LinkedIn, you can create your main profile. For example, most people in the past, because it was only in English, created their profile in English, but you can create a translated version in French, in Dutch, and in Spanish, or in any language that you want to use. If you publish content in Dutch, please create a profile in Dutch. If you publish in English, please create a profile in English. If you publish in French, if you publish in 3 languages, please create a profile in those 3 languages. I guess the time is there. If you have any additional question, don't hesitate to send me an email. I guess, yes, there is my website here. There's a QR code that you can scan to add me on LinkedIn. Don't hesitate to send me a message there, or to send me an email, or to visit my website. I will be more than happy to have a chat with you. Thank you very much, everyone. I don't know if Nicolas is still there and if he wants to conclude. Apparently not, but he told me that he couldn't assist to the whole meeting. So thank you very much. Oh, Nicolas, you're there. Sorry.
No, sorry, because I had to leave, and I just connect for the last few minutes.
Okay, so I was asking you if you wanted to conclude.
But obviously, so I don't know if it was good or not good. I believe it was very good. Again, I can only be very happy to connect people, to create value, because that's the main focus and kind of an obsession, is how we create value for all the stakeholders. And here, LinkedIn is a useful tool. Fabian, you're an expert in that, and I hope it will help all of you around the table to foster your business and increase your impact. It's as simple as that. So I thank you, all of you.
Thank you, everyone.